Get ready to meet the cutest groundhog you've ever seen. Get ready to hear Jim Irsay talk about his fortune, including an amazing array of memorabilia, all tonight on this Wednesday night version of our 10 o'clock streaming show. Great to have you with us. Angela, Felicia, and I, eager to talk to you tonight. Let us know where you're watching. We'll give you a shout out. And I think, Felicia, we got to start with the weather because today, wow, what a day.
It was a beautiful day.
Sure was.
I mean, I'm just trying to hold on to the last few days, Angela.
I know. I've got a couple more, and looking ahead to the holiday weekend, it's going to be nice and warm for summertime activities. So,
beautiful.
Yes, we're holding on. We've got lots of sunshine in the forecast for tomorrow. It'll be another mild start. Lots of areas in the 50s overnight, and then we get to 78 at lunchtime tomorrow, and highs in the middle and upper 80s. So a little warmer than what we ended up with today. Oh, but you know we're holding on because football season's starting. So that means, you know, weather changes are a-coming, Felicia.
Okay.
Boiler up.
Okay, boiler up. Penn State at Ross-Ade taking on the Boilermakers, and that is tomorrow night.
It's going to be a good game.
It is going to be a good game.
Yeah.
And, oh, the weather's going to be
Are you going to be watching?
Fantastic. I don't know if I can watch it here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Well,
I don't know.
what's
I
it
don't know
on.
where it's on TV tomorrow. This
Yeah.
could be the whole thing about how the Big Ten's gonna. But that is a good game.
That is a good
Purdue
game.
could really use that one as a good kickoff.
Well, and I was so surprised that a lot of, at least the big,
Yeah.
in my heart it's still the Big Ten, starting with conference games.
Right.
Like rather than just playing a small school or a couple small schools to get whatever,
Right.
you know, Northwestern played Nebraska over in Dublin over the
Yeah,
weekend that
right.
kicked off the big season. And then we've got Purdue and Penn State, followed by Friday night, Illinois and IU.
Yeah.
So I mean, these are conference games you need to win off the bat.
Yeah, and then Notre Dame on Saturday playing
Ohio
in
State.
Ohio State. That's going to be a really good game.
Is it at the Shoe?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great week of football.
Yeah, now see, I am watching that game because I will be off on my couch with maybe some pizza.
There we go.
Tomorrow night's game, I don't know how I can watch. I'll follow along on the internet, but yes, boiler up, and then after that, we get into Friday, so the weekend is close.
Yep.
Friday forecast, a few more clouds around, and that will include for the game down in Bloomington. Right now, no rain. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s and low 80s for kickoff, both tomorrow night for the Boilermakers and Friday night for the Hoosiers.
All right, we need all the locals to win their opening game and get us off to a good start, with the college season. A lot of folks joining us tonight at 10 o'clock. Elizabeth saying, my favorite, go Purdue.
Yeah, right.
And let's see, we've got Rosie joining us tonight. Hi, guys, loving the weather and you. That's awfully nice.
Thanks,
Ralph
Rosie.
joining us from Alabama tonight saying, go Notre Dame. He's a big Irish fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Ralph loves the Irish.
Okay, so my dad went to Ohio State, so Ralph.
Oh, okay. That's right.
I love it when you guys talk sports ball.
Sports ball, huh?
You don't like college football at all?
No, you know, so we've had this conversation several times, and you guys chime in if you're from this area. I feel like in Chicago is just NFL was pushed
Pro
so
only.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, pro teams are pushed more than. But I mean, you know, the Fighting Illini are a big deal.
And
you know,
Northwestern
they
up
talk about
there.
Northwestern.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. In my world, which is not everyone else's world, pro sports were more
Bigger.
so
Okay.
pushed
Yeah.
and celebrated. So
Well,
I
we
don't
have the
know.
best of both because you've got the
Yeah.
Colts and you've got,
Yes.
of course, all the great college teams.
But I'm gonna get with it. Don't
You
worry.
are going to have to
that's
get with
right.
it because football's one thing, basketball's another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wait till basketball
Yes,
season
I
starts.
understand there's synonymous. They are synonymous here in this state. Indiana equals basketball.
Right. All right, so we know the Colts, they have their first game a week from Sunday in Houston. And today, Jim Irsay was talking about the season and all the excitement leading up to the Colts' first home game that is coming up here in a few weeks. But today, he wanted to talk about the Colts Kickoff Concert that takes place on Friday, September 9th. And there is the Colts owner there. He's sitting on a Zamboni.
Do we know why?
Well, I'm not really sure.
Because
That's
that's
his
what
private ice
billionaires
rink.
do, Angela.
They have an ice ring and they sit on a Zamboni.
Yes.
Okay.
So we thought that was pretty cool, and so he wanted to talk about all this memorabilia that he owns. He spent millions of dollars on guitars, pianos. The Colts owner has this amazing, eclectic, collection of all sorts of cool things. And today, because we don't hear from Jim Irsay very often, we wanted just you to hear what the Colts owner said about his fortune, money, and this collection.
Okay.
I've been blessed, you know, to be able to gather this sort of collection that's been collected, and the idea was, you know, get things that people want to see. You know, it's like, well, I have 12 Monets and I have John Lennon's piano. Let me show you the Monets. I want to see John Lennon's piano first. I mean, you know, I don't know anything about Monets. I'm sure they're beautiful, but I mean, most people, it's like, you have Muhammad Ali's shoes against. I want to see those. But I mean, I could have, you know, Sheikh from Saudi Arabia, you know, say, I'll give you $1 billion for that collection. I say, no, thank you. You know, I don't need your money. And number two, you know, the equity, you know, the emotional and effort over the last 25 years to put that together. Look, it's been a fabric that's beautiful. I think that the collection will always be together, probably for my kids and grandkids to look after in some trust. I mean, you never see, you know, a hearse pulling a U-Haul. I mean, you know, I don't own anything. I mean, this isn't mine. Someone else is going to be on it, and someone else is going to be in here. And I mean, you know, the Colts isn't mine. I mean, it was there before I came. Will be there, but when I leave.
So there he is, the Colts owner, Jim Irsay, always so quotable and so interesting to listen to. And like I said, we don't hear from the Colts owner in terms of interviews very often, so I wanted you to hear enough of him talking about this collection. Look, I'm excited to see this. So this is a free event. It's September 9th at Lucas Oil Stadium. They've got a concert that's going to happen. They've got a number of great musicians that are going to be there that evening. It's John Mellencamp, Ann Wilson from Heart, the Jim Irsay Band, because the Colts owner plays along. It's a free event. All you need to go is to go to Colts.com and get a ticket and have that with you, and you can go in for free and see all this memorabilia on Friday, September 9th, and then the first game is 2 days from then on the 11th in Houston.
Okay.
Right.
So super cool for two reasons. One, he is, you know, the Colts is what he does, you know, that's his business, his job, that's what he does. But his memorabilia collection, that's his passion project.
You can see it.
Exactly.
So it's always cool to see him talk about his passion project.
Right.
Number two is like, this is what billionaires do. Like every time he makes a purchase, I was like, that's how rich he is. Oh, now I remember. It's just cool to see. Like, this is what a billionaire casually spends his money on.
So he tells the story today about him being in Hawaii. He hears that John Lennon's piano is up for auction.
Oh, wow.
He hears that somebody's going to bid like $2 million, and he thinks that $2 million isn't probably what it's worth. So he pays more than $3 million for John Lennon's piano. So that's just one thing. So $3 million
for a piano.
It's just one thing.
Yeah.
And again, he really considers this, like, you know, as he mentioned, he's the caretaker of this collection. And he could be charging money for everybody to go in and see this on Saturday night and probably make quite a bit of money. He doesn't need the money. He wants people to come in and enjoy what he has been able to assemble. I think that's a pretty cool thing for fans of music, and that's
so
right. To share.
Where is the collection kept? I mean, how does it get to and from locations?
Yeah.
Because you can't just throw that in the back of a U-Haul.
Well,
And then, you know, like how...
He's been going around to different cities, displaying this, and then they have a concert, and people can kind of mill about, listen to the music, and look at the different things.
So it's like a museum to go.
It is kind of a museum on the go, and there's been some talk about maybe him having something more permanent here in Indianapolis.
That would be cool.
I don't know if
would
that's
be
going to
cool.
happen, but he's done 7 or 8 of these different city tours with his collection.
And how is it insured? And do you even insure that? Because it gets to a point where insurance doesn't make sense.
Right.
No, a lot of rich
Really?
people don't have insurance.
Okay.
Ask me how I know.
I don't think that question came up today.
Look
but
at ask
maybe
me
the
how I
next
know.
time we talk to the Colts owner, we can ask him that.
Things I think about. They don't move like we do.
Right.
Insurance is a middle class thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's super cool. So anyway, that's our Jim Irsay coverage tonight. All right, so we did this story on the early news. If you didn't see it, look, we all talk about the groundhog that predicts 6 more weeks of winter, and very few of us really like that when that
Punxsutawney
groundhog,
Phil.
Punxsutawney Phil, comes out in Pennsylvania. But here was a groundhog that we can get behind. All right, so there's this groundhog in Delaware. His name is Chunky. So Jeff started noticing that his garden was getting picked off by animals in the backyard, so he put up a security camera and soon came face to face with this groundhog. He was just eating away right in front of the camera. Soon he brought a lady along. And it wasn't long before Nibbles and Chunk eventually had babies. Jeff was so entertained by the little family, he set up a reality TV set. And this is what you're watching here. He also started sharing the Chunk family adventures online, and it really took off. Now they've got 1 million followers.
Chunk fans are some of the most amazing fans. They love the Chunks, they love wildlife, they love Gardener Jeff, they love what I'm doing here.
So we think that is really sweet. So if you haven't checked in with Chunk yet, you can go to their Instagram page and YouTube. So we just thought that was the sweetest little groundhog.
He's cute. He's cute. I'll give him that.
He is. So we just checked with Chunk.
Check with Chunk.
How about that, huh?
I like
Check
that.
in with Chunk. Check in with Chunk.
13 marketing folks will like that.
After you check with check with
with
Chunk.
Check with Chuck. You
After
check
you
with
check
Chunk.
with Chuck, check with Chunk. Okay, say that
Woo,
5
woo.
times fast.
That might get you in trouble.
It might. All right, let's see what folks are saying tonight. Elizabeth says, I've got groundhog and babies in my backyard.
Aw.
Elizabeth, send us your address. We would love to do a story if you end up doing the social media thing
Yeah.
and creating Instagram and YouTube pages.
Private message us. Don't put your address out there.
Chunk has Instagram and YouTube. Maybe you need to do TikTok.
Oh, good thought. Tim saying go IU and go Irish.
Okay.
Glenn says go Indianapolis Colts. Elizabeth saying bleeding blue, so obviously a Colts fan, I would think there.
Yep.
Let's see who else is joining us tonight. Glenn wants to know, Felicia, what do you do on Labor Day weekend?
Mind your business.
Okay.
I'm going to be with my very special man, my husband. So
Okay.
I just spending time with family.
And Cindy says, Felicia, have her Colts blue ready.
I will
Right,
get
every
ready.
Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This is a thing.
It's a thing.
Do you guys do this every
Oh yeah.
Friday?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you got to get a whole new wardrobe if you're working at Channel 13.
Yes, you do.
Because this blue and this black and white is no joke.
Oh, that's right. You were introduced to the black and white in May. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hard on Friday also. I think that also gets us out of having to choose either Purdue, which is, you
Yeah.
know, Angela's favorite
Or
team.
IU.
Or IU, which is Anne Marie's favorite
You
team.
don't have to look in such disdain,
IU.
Angela.
So
Her
you just-
lip turned up.
You just wear blue.
Yeah.
But speaking of IU and Purdue, since
Yeah.
Purdue is playing Penn State, you know, in Penn State they do the whiteout.
Yeah.
So Purdue is doing the blackout tomorrow.
Oh, that's
So
going to be
Right out.
so much
wear,
fun.
wear black tomorrow.
There you go.
I'll see what I can do.
Oh, you're not here tomorrow. Never
yeah,
mind. Wear black on your road
And
trip.
it always depends on what's clean. Keep it
Isn't that
real.
always
So,
the
but
case?
Yeah, it
we're
depends
giving
on
you heads up.
what's
Every
available.
Friday blue.
Okay.
All right, before we say goodbye, we'll get one final check of weather.
It's an easy check. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. Temperatures in the 80s.
All right, very good. Hope you'll join us tonight. We'll be with you in 45 minutes over on Channel 13. Have a great night.